the show is a kind of mixture of theatre, installation and film. So we've got a week this week to work with some actors and some film people to try and develop the ideas and try out some of the principles behind the show.
It's fantastic, it's extremely valuable. Graham and I have worked for a long time on the script, and so what's great about today and this week is we get to see that script take form and for the words to come out of real people and for these people to be on the forum that we've created.
But essentially what the audience are coming to watch is the making of a film. So that's the story, if you like, is when they enter the space, they see actors, camera crew, all the kind of paraphernalia of filmmaking, and they see a film being put together. But it's a film in which they eventually have a role. So there's those kind of performances over the opening weekend of Glasgow International Festival. And then this space becomes, the space in which this film has been made, becomes a kind of gallery space really for the next 2 weeks over the duration of the festival, and is kind of animated in different ways, but essentially is an installation that people can visit throughout those 2 weeks as you would visit any gallery. And then after all of that, there's a finished film that's edited and put together and distributed and shown separately in galleries and cinemas. The ambition of the project, and it is a challenging ambition, is that as well as relying on each other, all of those three elements also kind of stand alone for the different audiences. So you don't need necessarily to have been there for the more theatrical performances in order to enjoy the installation. And nor do you need to have had access to those two phases of the project in order to enjoy the film.
There's a bit more creative freedom in a strange kind of way when you're working on an artist project, you know, compared to working on a feature film. Things are very much more set when you come into a feature film project as to what the end product is. I think with an artist film, you are finding out a lot of that. It's almost more like akin to documentary.
It's given us some questions, it's given us some food for thought, but it's also given us some answers or some resolutions, or much more interestingly, what it's also given us is it's given us clues as to other things that should be part of the script or other things that should be part of the set.
So really, I think it's always useful to have workshops. It's always useful to be able to develop things practically in the room rather than just on paper or in conversation. But it's especially useful with shows that are attempting to experiment with different art forms and different forms.